Hello! Welcome to the Fit and Free Show with me. I'm ZGALA the Art Angel. You can call me Auntie Angel if you like. I'm here in the office. It's coming along. It's still cluttery, but, well, that just might be how it be. None of that's gonna stop me, though, from checking in with my body. And as usual, I'd like to invite you to check in with your body right about now. I like to always remind you there's not one way. You don't have to follow my lead. Make sure you override my lead with your own body's lead. Listen to your body. It's really about just checking in with yourself, getting to know yourself a little bit better. Maybe doing a little moving, a little stretching. I'm going to come back here and try to remember to talk louder and start off with a little bit of just swinging the arms. It's Thanksgiving Day and I'm feeling quite grateful for my body, for my life, for my funky office, for my guitar, for my rainbow wig, for my cool flowery shirt, all of it, for my awesome boots, for my son, for my mother, for my friends, my roommate, for music, for color. Oh, so many things I'm grateful for. How about you? Want to share some in the comments? While I keep warming up here, I'm just getting the things moving a little bit with some fancy, are these fancy dance steps? No, just some simple, basic. I'm going to try not to be racist. All right. Dance steps, that's what I was going to say. I'm going to take a moment and just bring my attention into the bottoms of my feet, relax the bottoms of the feet, and roll down. Nice and slow, just noticing where there's hitches, where there's suppleness, where there's stickiness. Coming down past the waist to hang from the hips. Just letting go of the head and neck. Let's bend the knees, come down into a squat, and then straighten those knees most or all the way, and again hinging from the hips where the torso and the legs meet, just letting gravity do some unwinding. Bend those knees again, coming into that squat again, rounding and then straightening and hanging. Let's do one more of those, bending the knees. This time I'm going to really round into that, squeeze into that round ball, and then putting the hands back down, straightening the legs. Really trying to relax the belly, folding the upper body over the lower body for a nice deeper forward fold. I'm going to bend the knees, swing the arms back, come into that counter stretch, pushing the hips forward. And coming back to center. Shake all that out a little bit. Let's run through a quick body stretch, stepping back with the left foot, coming into that perpendicular line with the hips, parallel warrior pose with the feet. I'm going to push onto that diagonal line a little bit, and then peel back off of that diagonal line. I'm going to shift that back heel onto the perpendicular line and open the hips now, exploring the side plane here. And then I'm going to slide that long leg out, bending from the hips, coming into a deep side lunge, using my palm against my foot for a little torque and support, and lifting the left. Look up at those left fingertips. Nice strong side warrior pose here, or a side lunge. I don't know if this is still a warrior pose when you're this deep down. I'm gonna have to review. Bring the hand down on the inside of that front leg and shift it onto that back toe, closing the hips. I'm gonna Just come into that lunge a little bit deeper even. And then I'm going to bring weight onto the hands and bring that back foot back and push into downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Asana. Pressing back with the hips, pressing down with the heart and chest, pressing down with the heels, tipping the tailbone a little bit toward the back of the head. And then swinging the body forward through a plank or a chaturanga, and then dropping the hips, dropping the knees, releasing the toes, lifting the chest and the eyes. Stretching the tongue a little bit, stretching the belly, stretching the chin toward the ceiling. I'm going to push back into Uttana Shishosana, about a 90-degree angle with the lower body, and slide the hands out, bringing the forehead to the floor. For a nice stretch through the shoulders and chest. And then walking these hands back, tucking the toes under, and lifting the hips, coming back into Adho Mukha Asana or downward facing dog. I'm going to swing that left foot forward in between the hands in a nice deep lunge on that side. And then step forward with that back foot, coming again into that forward fold and just hanging here for a breath or so before let's roll up nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time, just checking in with the spine. And then I'm going to swing the arms again, just loosen all that up, and step back with the right foot this time into that moderate lunge. Try not to slide everything around too much. Pulling the hips onto that perpendicular line, pushing into that back heel. Feet are relatively parallel. Knee is not crunching past that front toe. Let's push onto that diagonal line, through the heel, through the spine, out the fingertips, and then peeling back into that warrior pose. Trying to drop those shoulders a little bit. Swing those arms around, and let's shift that back heel onto the perpendicular line, opening the hips, and again exploring this side plane here. I'm going to slide that long leg out, bending from the hips, and bring that left arm down on the inside of that left leg, lifting the right arm and gazing up at those right fingertips. For a nice deep lunge on this side, a little bit of a twist. Nice strengthening pose there at the same time as a nice stretch. Bringing that hand down on the inside of that front foot, shifting onto that back toe, closing the hips. I'm going to bring weight onto both hands and bring that foot back to meet the other foot, pressing back again into downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Asana. Pressing the hips back, releasing the belly. And let's swing the body forward through a plank position or a chaturanga. Let's do a upward facing dog this time. So keeping the toes engaged, keeping the legs engaged, the glutes engaged, lifting the chest and eyes. Stretching the front of the body, strengthening the back, lifting those hips, coming back into Adho Mukha Asana or downward facing dog. Relaxing the belly, tipping the tailbone, pressing back in the hips, pressing down in the heels. I'm going to swing that right foot forward into a nice deep lunge on that side. I like to bounce in my deep lunges. If you don't like to bounce, don't bounce. That's what I say. And stepping forward with that back foot. Releasing through the belly, through the back, through the neck, through the arms. Let's bring hands together and give those extra little stretch there. Pulling elbows towards each other. Pulling shoulder blades towards each other. pressing palms, maybe pointing that finger, or those fingers together rather. Those pointer fingers together. Just moving that around for a little extra stretching. And then I'm going to roll up, pressing from the bottoms of the feet or the center of the earth. And just checking in with the spine again, all the way up. Stepping into a little bit of a side to side. Free arm swinging. There you have it, real quick full body stretch. Nice and simple, nice and easy. And I like to always remind you, it doesn't have to take a long time. You can, of course, always add more, but it's good. I like to set the bar low so that I can't get out of it, and then I can always add more. And it's Thanksgiving, so I'm grateful that I get to go have supper with my son and his girlfriend and his girlfriend's mother for the first time. So I'm off. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being you. Thanks for letting me be me. Thanks if you like and subscribe. Thanks if you check out the description and follow a link to any of my stuff or sign up for my email list. Any of that. And stay curious. Stay courageous. I'll be seeing you soon. Ciao for now.